You've probably heard of BPA, this like industrial additive used in a variety of different ways, which we'll get into, that you probably anecdotally understand is not good for you to be consuming, and yet it's used in many, many products. Well, it turns out it's a little bit worse than you thought, because a new review of recent studies into BPA show that when it's used in plastics and resins and all of that, as we've done in America for some time, it results in the average American being exposed to levels of BPA that are 5,000 times higher than what the EU now considers safe. But what do they know? Anyway, it's mainly used in plastics and metal food packaging. You can find in food containers, pitchers, tableware, storage containers, a whole bunch of stuff that ends up touching your food, possibly for long periods of time. And it's just crazy that we allow it into us, and it does get into us. And you'll find out why that's so scary and some new reasons why it's scary. But there's this petition going around to try to limit its use. They've cited European Food Safety Authority findings that BPA exposure can occur at levels 100,000 times lower than previously assumed, which is not, that is not close, obviously. I'm not a scientist. I don't work on food preservatives and things like that, but that is not close. Adrienne, what do you think about BPA?
You know what? I'm not shocked, but at the same time, I'm just kind of appalled a little bit, just knowing essentially how consumerism, capitalism, we're essentially being put, our lives are being put into jeopardy every single day with all of these chemicals, the exposure, and we're wondering why we have so many issues. And it's scary and it's unfortunate and it's everywhere.
Yeah, well, it might even be a little bit scarier than we thought. Because, and this goes out to all the conservatives out there who might not be down to limit things like this because that's an infringement on business or whatever. But take a look at this. This is a question. This was raised a while ago, but there's some new data. Is chemical and plastic robbing men of sex appeal? Apparently, female mice rejected male mice exposed to chemical BPA in the womb, which I think is kind of messed up because those mice didn't choose to drink that. I think they should still be given a chance. Come on, female mice, throw them a bone. So what does that mean? Why is it having an effect on sex or whatever? Well, BPA mimics estrogen and is linked to a range of serious health problems, including cancer, immunotoxicity, neurological toxicity, mammary gland disease, behavioral changes, and decreased sperm counts. That paragraph that we just read for you sounds like every conspiracy theory about the vaccine that we've heard over the last 2 years, except they're not protesting over their bodily autonomy from BPA. And also, while male and female brains in mammals are physically different, there's a study that shows that BPA exposure altered male brains to look more like female brains.
It's probably for the best.
Not saying anything, conservatives. You're becoming a woman, at least in your brain.
Could be for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a good. Maybe we should increase the amount. No, it's actually horrible. And by the way, there have been alternatives to BPA for a very long time. It's the sort of thing where like, they literally will not change the practice until there's either a massive consumer revolt over its use or more likely government regulation. They could, it would just require a little bit of retooling. It might be a little bit more expensive. I'm not even sure that that's the case in this. It's the way that it's been and they won't change it until they're forced to. But the the variety of parts of the food industry in America have historically had a lot of power. And we're seeing that in the continued use of things like BPAs. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.